What up, squad? Okay, guys. So on the tile, it's basically saying that we need to get ready for some longs, right? Now, again, on high time frame, the market is going to take a little bit of time to recover. But there's such big opportunities right now within the volatility. And like I spoke about it, I've literally switched back. I feels like I'm back in my first 3 months of trading again. Right, it's like I'm just every day looking for 1-2 trades, right? Not forcing them, not do anything right now. The volatility is increasing, and I'm really enjoying trading this market. And this is very much what I want to share today. I do think there's one more drop incoming, and then I do think there's a nice little bounce coming. Is it the final one? Like, I'm not saying any of these things anymore. I'm saying that there's an opportunity to make money, right, after this next drop off for a nice bounce. Right, and there's important trends to keep in play, but it's very important right now to play with the markets and go, right? Using smaller percent of your capital, but build. So in the stream as well, I want to show you guys. Remember I spoke about the shorts on Zcash yesterday. I took 2 trades on Zcash yesterday. One I got stopped out. Second one I got in. As it stands right now, I am 118% up on my short. And I'm up $12,900. I did give a little bit of money on the stoppage, which I will explain in the show. But guys, there's money to be made. You may think the market's boring. You may be waiting for your long-term bags to move. There's money to be made. Let's get into rhythm. I'm going to teach you exactly my thought process behind the trades, exactly where I'm seeing opportunities. How do I know when I'm trading? What am I trading? What am I doing in this time? I told you guys that I had last week to feel, and I felt beyond, right? But at the time you get up and you go get some back, right? And you get it back nice and fast. So I'm going, guys. Not only that, here's another one, right? Same trades, same this one. Okay, so this one's up $8,000, 182%. I don't know if you can see it. And there's the position, right? And this one was a $4,000 account that is now at $12,100. Can you see that? Can you see it? Right, you see the green P&O, the thing of that. Again, it's not about making money. No, guys, like let's go through it. Let's go through it in the show. Let's go through the techniques right now. Let's see where there's money to be made, and let's get off the damn horse. Let's go through Bitcoin, FOMCs tomorrow. Let's go through volatility. I see there's a strong H-bar pump. I want to speak about the H-bar pump as well, because I'm actually going to now go trade H-bar. Not because of the pump. I'm actually looking for some shorts now. But I like the coins that are moving nicely, right? It's like, these are cool. You just be patient for your trade, and you just rather less quantity and, you know, rather time the trade better. But they're giving phenomenal percentages right now. So there's opportunity around us. Let's get up and let's get going. So guys, no more wasting time. Where's my video? Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like 𝗧𝗏𝗱𝗏𝗍. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
What up, fam? How are we doing? Subscribe to the channel, brand new to the channel. Like the video up. Today I'm going to teach you some trading. We are going to speak trading today, and obviously go through the markets and go through everything. How are we all doing? How are we doing? Pop 2s in the chat. I'm good. Pop 3s in the chat. I'm terrible. Top 4s in the chat. I am neutral. I want to see. How are we doing? Let's get it. What's up, Bob? What's up? Bring up people a couple. I have no Jude Hill. Am I saying that right? Hope so. Nurse XRP. Hey, XRP has actually been looking nice and strong recently. So guys, we're going to go through, you know, I've decided very much within the last week was, remember, I didn't trade too much last week. I did the one trading challenge that's on the new channel, and that was good. And then I was just not in a good mental space. I just didn't touch any trades. Then I allowed it to feel it, get a bit better, feel it a little bit stronger. The moment I felt, okay, I'm neutral again, have a little bit more control of the emotions, right? Get back at it, get back into the market. And I can just see through this whole process of, you know, the redness and the losses that kind of came versus overcoming that, stepping up again. I have a lot of clarity right now, which is really cool. Right, I'm seeing the trades. I'm patient for the trades. Like a small example, right? I'm in a short right now, but I literally know by 3-4 o'clock today, right? Let's say in the next 3-4 hours, I know there's a long approaching, right? So automatically already through my calendar, through everything, it's like, it's not, oh, I'm going to tell you trade. No, like around 4-5 o'clock, you'll have an opportunity, right? Put your alarm on, put to this, whatever, and don't miss the trade, right? And all that I'm doing is I'm continuing with my damn life. okay? And I'm just playing a non-prediction approach right now, keeping it incredibly simple. I don't know if you see here, but I have no RSI. I have no moving averages. I have nothing, right? But trend lines and Fibonacci's, that's basically, and support and resistances, basically all I'm using right now. Okay. Charlie, doing okay, bro? Let's make that great. Let's keep going. Keep fighting. But nonetheless, right, clarity is now starting to shift. So let's start off with Bitcoin quickly and go through the plays of what I am seeing. It's FOMC. Again, any more dip-offs can change in the next 24 hours, right? I think I'm at that point now in my journey where it's no longer the last dump, the last this, the last that. Market's going to do whatever it wants to do, right? Where I am confident, though, is I am confident we're still in a bull market. I am confident we're still going to see highs on Bitcoin, right? As well as a blow-off on altcoins. That's something that, for me, I suppose when you've seen it before, you've been part of it before, it's engraved in you, you know eventually it comes, right? Money rotates within the market. But it ain't about so much predicting anymore. But we have to just read the lines right now and kind of see where the market's at. So let's go look again. Bitcoin stopped yesterday. I spoke about the rejection, right? We rejected. Wasn't any rocket science, wasn't any anything. Mid-range. Mid-range is an important level. And then after this is a short squeeze. So know that as long as we are, I actually want to explain this to you. So when a dump kind of happens, right, you got two sides to it. So the dump happens, bounces, does whatever it does, okay? And what you got to look at is there's two boxes here. The one is basically, and again, it does not matter the time frame. I think the term bull market or bull run, right, has basically been used many times of it's this one cycle where everything goes parabolic type of thing, right? You have bull cycles every day. You have bear cycles every day. You have depression stages every day. You have euphoria every day, right? Type of thing. But when you see that the moment that a big drop happens, we broke a big level to create that drop, right? The moment you broke a massive support, people panicked out, stop losses got hit, and a massive acceleration started to happen. Then you got to this point of the sideways phase, right? Just remember, for as long as we are still in that phase over there, we are still in the bear phase, right? And remember, the bear phase is very droopy emotions, very like very not great emotions. It's anxiety, right? It's depression, it's panic, it's anger, right? So that's what the price does. The price tends to just like you are, and I see this every day, guys, and it's not a shot at all. Absolutely love the community to bits, but I can see 2 days ago 60% of people are bearish. Okay, 2 days later 70% people are bullish, right? It's literally like this yo-yo of like, and you're talking about thousands of people here, right? Thousands of people here, and it comes down to this point of like, you're bullish, and then 2 days later you're bearish, and then you're bullish, and then you're bearish, right? And that for me all falls under this bear phase we are in right now. You're like, you don't know what to believe anymore. You got your hope, right? But like, you just like, I don't believe it, and that's why you turn bearish, and that's why you turn bullish. Just know that in the bear phases, that is exactly what is happening, right? And I spoke about it previously in a video, the uncertain emotions, right? You're just not certain. You have hope, you have these things, not certain. The moment we go into the green, though, we're certain, and that's where the speed up happens. So the green emotion side over here is when things go a lot faster. More hope comes in, confidence comes in, right? And you no longer start doubting, you start to become a lot more confident, right? So what tends to happen is we tend to go quite a long amount of time over here, but the moment we break out of it into green, we tend to actually go very fast, and we tend to speed up very quickly, right? So keep that in mind. Doesn't matter if it's a 5-minute chart, right? On 5 minutes, and I'll go through here on Bitcoin. Maybe it will show us one, right? And that's exactly what it does, right? Look at the 5-minute chart, right? Panic, denial, now, then we had the bounce off, the fake bounce, the drop, the depression, and now we're going into disbelief, right? The entire market cycle plays on the 5 minutes, and this all happened in the last 4 or 5 hours, right? Same thing. For as long as it's here, bear phase. As long as it's here, bull phase, right? When it gets through here, it's going to speed up and move very quickly over here to the upside, right? So as we zoom out in Bitcoin here, and we go look at the higher time frame, just know that we are in the bear phase, the one that takes long, right? Once we get through the bull phase, that's where things speed up quite a bit, right? And again, you could see it on this side over here. Just to show you one more time, it's important, right? When the drop happened, okay, I always look at the mid-range. So there's the drop, middle, bear, bull. See the difference? right? You see when the excitement comes, how fast things start to move, and you see how things can kind of drag and chop and all these type of things over here. So the whole key here is, if you are day trading, if you're investing, is to kind of, if it's long-term investing, you accumulate and you slowly build positions, cool. But if you are trading, you're basically looking for, where can I build slightly in the bear as it's going to go into bull? I don't want to build here and then go through this and go through that. You kind of want to get past all of that, and then when the opportunity is where it needs to be, that's when you trade. So timing becomes so much more powerful than anything else in this market. And it just teaches you that let's work on the losses. Let's work on making way less losses and way stronger wins. I will speak about the trade now, because I did take a loss first, right? But my win is worth 4 times more than what my loss is. Well, I don't know that anymore. Oh yeah, it is. Let's see. Where's my? I'm still on the 13,000, and I lost 3,000 on my first one, right? So 1 loss. So it's basically 4 losses are equivalent to one win, right? That's risk to reward. That's brilliant. That's exactly what you want to get into over here. Because again, what happened here? We went sideways. This is where you should fight for trades. But the first one went wrong. And I'll show you again, go through it now in a sec. So again, I still see us for a little while longer stay in the bear phase. We are still in the bear phase. Therefore, for me, we are still ranging and we're still in this volatile area, right? So for as long as we're here, I don't see confidence in the market just yet for us to go to 122. Okay, I do, but see a little bit more down and us to continue in those bear kind of emotions, right? So if we look at this over here, what I'm currently seeing right now is I'm seeing this little push up. I did see that we lost a little bit of shorter term trends. I'm not going to speak too much around it, but shorter term trends, we're going for retest now. Okay. And my first scenario here is we reject and we drop down to 110. Now remember, at 110 to 111,000, we have a CME gap on Bitcoin, right? So it doesn't give us a reason for why to get there. The second thing is something that I taught you guys a while back. And for those that haven't seen, remember when a token has dropped dramatically and then it starts to ride up again, remember it will always have a momentum line, right? The original pace, or whatever you want to call it, that it was moving. Okay. And the moment that we start pushing away and we into a big resistance zone and we have this gap over here, right, we'll tend to see his price at times come back down to the trend. Right, back home. So if we just recheck on Bitcoin again and just relook at where is the momentum line is sitting between 110 and 111,000, right? So that's that bottom trend line over there. If I look at the entire wave, I speak about the mid-range, right? The mid-range is where the strength sits. So that's the wave, right, that we're looking at here. Wait, that's not the wave yet, right? That's the wave. Okay, so let's go back in. So those are the 2 differences here. I see us going to mid-range. That mid-range is lining up with the Fibonacci level. That mid-range is lining up with a momentum trend, right? And it's lining up with horizontal supports. As it stands right now, this is my kind of play, which means for the day, right? And again, I'm not holding these trades long, right? For the day, I'm probably looking for some shorts. Not just yet. I'll show you guys how we kind of set it up, right? But I'm kind of looking for the shorts here for today. Shorts over here, I'm looking for a lower high here, and we start to push through after the next drop. So what I'm seeing is we're going to drop into FOMC. That's what the charts are saying right now, possibly, right? For as long as we sit below this red box here, we're going to drop into FOMC, which means we might actually exit very strongly from FOMC. Or what's going to happen is we're going to start dropping here. We'll be about here, FOMC will tank us. And then the market recovers after. We've seen many times if we tank on a FOMC, how quickly we start to recover and start moving up again, right? So this is the current play. The next play is bull scenario. Let's say with markets open today, things are looking pretty strong. It's still this. Right? I need to see us push through. Then we'll test. This was where long opportunities and that will basically come. Right. So again, I don't want to predict either. I'm going to allow the charts and the market to show me which one went too short. So for example, if I looked at this on Bitcoin now, okay, I know there's a hot zone and I know this is where our momentum is sitting. So I know there's a gap here of money to be made. Right now, what I do is I take the next trend and I put it in. You see how close we are to that trend now? You want to take a trade on Bitcoin. Am I predicting? No. I'm also saying this could happen. Let it go, no problem, right? But this trend If in the next 2 hours now, we start dropping, losing this trend, well, of course, I'm going to short and put a stop loss there. Boom. Write it down, TP out, amazing, and get ready for the long. Move with the markets, right? I'm really feeling in tune with this right now. And it's amazing when you just start to get going yourself, how you just start to rise. Now, again, why? Because I'm not sitting here arrogant to say I predicted the market. I'm sitting here saying, okay, I took a loss yesterday. I've gotten a win. Last week as well, got a win. Amazing, right? But it's just showing that the strategy is working really nice. A non-prediction approach, right? I'm very confident with that right now. Am I confident I predicted the market? No. No. It's not about predicting, right? It's about getting the trades correct, making cash. So there again, one line will tell me when Bitcoin's ready to drop off and start to shuffle off nice and close. When it just breaks, I can put a nice little stop above. So that's the play for now, guys. The thought idea. Bitcoin dominance, still more upside. For as long as we are in a bear phase, like I told you guys, for Bitcoin, we go here. And this entire phase is still sitting in. Remember, all that it is one simple line in the middle. One in the middle, right? There's the high, there's the low, one line in the middle. That's exactly where price is stopping, right? And if you see this over here, you can see that for as long as we are sitting below here, right, I'm looking to trade. And the moment we start breaking above, things will start to change and shift. But for as long as we're below here, it's very likely dominance is going to be strong. It's just going to range up. But the moment that this is what I think, right? Again, trends and things will kind of help. But this is what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to drop down, and then we're going to really start pushing. This, for me, that area over there, that's kind of where I see Bitcoin dominance tanking. So it's still we're not there yet, which means make your money, take your money, take a break. Make your money, take your money, like take a break, take a breather. I've noticed that I'm probably trading around every 2 days right now, if not daily, but there's about a 8 to 12 hour gap between those trades right now. And that's perfect. Get in, get out, done, boom, make your money, move with the market. Imagine if you can keep accumulating and building and going. And then when the market's ready to pop, you are momentum, you're in rhythm, got some more cash, you managed to buy a little bit long-term bags with it, take advantage, right? Let's do that now. Let's not wait for the market to recover. Let's play the game, right? Amazing. Okay, so there's Bitcoin dominance in total 3, guys. This is what I see. So this is why I'm saying there's some great short opportunity possibilities today. Okay, is this over here? So altcoins, remember altcoins, total 3, we lost this trend. Let's not forget about it. That's why yesterday I was bearish. Short-term bearish on the market, say pull back and then down, then I'll be bullish again. The reason is because there's no top trend lines on alts right now. So I need this trend line. When that trend line's in, we break it, then I'm bullish, right? But for now, we straight into the retest. So then what do? I say, okay, so we are getting near the rejection zone. Let's zoom in now and let's track that baby. All right, let's put a damn line. Let's go. There's the line. Cool. Am I predicting? No, I'm not. Cool. Amazing. But I know that if we lose that trend, we're going to come down to home, right? And what's home? Home is the momentum trend line. There's the bottom trend line. So guys, we're not talking about science here. We're just talking about moving with the market and flowing. So now, is the short ready right now? No, right? Should I put one alarm on here with the line? Yes. When that starts to break, you're going to see 200 altcoins ready for a possible short. Total 3 gives me an idea of all the altcoins. The moment this starts cracking, I start looking for opportunity. Then what I look for is percentages. What coins are moving in the percentage? Do I want to trade more capital, lower leverage? I jump to Solana. I jump to ETH. I jump to tokens that I know, right? If I want to trade a little bit more riskier, so I have 10K, I only want to trade $500 at a time, I'm moving to the Zcashes, or I'm moving to the tokens that are moving bigger percentages, right? But the model is the same, right? The techniques are the same, okay? So there again, still one more drop off. Then when the short happens, or not again, is it going to happen? We drop this trend, it's going to happen, right? If not, it's going to push up. Amazing. And maybe the short's already late. We'll see. Okay. Nonetheless, when this plays out, then I'm looking for the longs. And I'm not looking for the longs here. Forget it. I ain't predicting, right? Let this drop. Let it bounce. Let it settle. When it breaks that trend, I'm in. No problem. Right? Show me the bounce. Show me the strength. Show me the high. Show me the higher low. Show me the breaker trend. Tight stop loss. We go. We got it, guys. Rhythm. Right? So we go through the charts. This is the opportunities. Right? Here's Sol. Ready for short right now? No. Right? But again, if this thing drops off in the next few hours, does this and loses this, there is a perfect short opportunity. Okay, for now, if you want to long the markets, right? Let's say you want to long, you believe we're going to go up into FOMC and stuff like that. Cool. You've just gotten a secondary high on Sol. Remember, I zoom out and I look at where we're at. Right now, Solana, we're on this side of the trend, resistance, right? I'm not technically, but if it's a non-prediction model, right? It's like, okay, I don't want to short right now. I want to long. Okay, cool. Then you see these two tops here. You put that in, let it do what it's got to do. And if it breaks that trend later, you're long there, stop loss below, go. Right? It does not matter. Okay, your choice, you're that. For me, we're at resistance. I'm going to go for the shorts right now. I'm a little bearish on Bitcoin short term, and that's it. But it could change, right? The techniques is what I want to show you guys. So again, something like Sol, I do see a drop to 184. So this isn't the best, highest volatile token right now. Okay, but there could easily be up a 6% short opportunity here. But then you could start going down and start looking at the other altcoins. Right, so here's Cardano. So same thing. I think Cardano is going to drop down to lower 60s. Right, same thing. You take a trend, put the trend here. Sheldon, which trend? Okay, this is vital. So I'm going to clear this up. You see this? Let's clear it up. Okay, so first thing, bottom trend, where we're going to drop to. Cool. I got a bit of an idea. Right, I put a Fibonacci from bottom to the top, get an idea. There's 618. Okay, there's reason that we can go here. Right, so there we go. Boom. Okay, got a nice little understanding of where we can go. Cool. Now what I look at is, okay, so which trend do I take? If I take this one, we already broke. You know what? That one could have been right. Cool. Remember, trend lines, either of them can work, but your higher probability is the more touches. So this was a 3-touch trend line, and it actually ended up playing okay for now. Right? Where for me, right, I look at where can I get more touches? Where's the stronger trend? So if I rather draw the trend from here, rather, right, not only can I see, let's just get all of the touches here. Some of them are bodies, some of them are wicks. It needs to make sense, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th touch. Amazing. So for now, what I expect to probably happen at any point, that's a bounce up, break. There we go. Stop loss, short the markets, TP here. Cool. Right, what you can also do is remember when the second high gets put in, you can take a line and you can put it on the top. Okay, and if we're coming down and we break a line, that's also a TP signal. Or you can move your stop loss down with it. Right, so you could see it over there. So as I'm going through, this is to play with them. Something like this I won't short. Right, AVAX, because you probably already missed it. Okay, if it doesn't make, if I look at AVAX right now, okay, and again, I'll clean up over here quickly. And I put the trend in. It's quite far down. Like, this is something, no. I want to find something that's a little bit closer where I'm going to win. Right? That's why you don't just trade any token. Oh, I heard this token from a friend. I'm going to trade it. No, like, trade the one that is sexy, beautiful. You understand it. You got it. You're right. And then that is the strategy. Right? Guys, who is trading on gravity right now? Right? I'm depositing some size in the next 2 days. I'm busy moving over quite a bit. Trade for airdrops. If you're trading now, might as well trade within airdrops, right? Again, also good deals on 𝗬𝗏𝗡𝗏 or any of the other exchanges. Link below in the description if you guys are looking for any exchanges. Okay, let's go through here. So something like this on Dogecoin. Put the bottom trend in. I got an idea we can come down to the 18.5 type of area, right? If I look at this right now and I put in, let's say, a trend, right? I can put in, let's go see some trends here. There's a nice trend. Right. I actually, if a token's been coming down quite a bit, they're not my favorite shorts. Where I really like the shorts, and it's the same with longs, everything I'm teaching here is the same in reverse. I would like to see this bounce first and then drop. That's my favorite shorts. Now it's like if I enter now, let's say it comes down and breaks here now. Where do you put a stop loss? Right. The first thing you can keep an idea of, the drop mid-range is a good stop loss. You could have it on the top, depends. Maybe you don't have a lot of leverage. That's cool. Okay. But for me, if I can rather have a bounce and a break, then I put my stop loss. Right. And I have the top trend in play there too. Right. So they've got to make a lot of sense. So let's now go back. There's Chainlink now a little bit more down. So all the alts, I'm seeing one more leg down for now. And that's the play. Let's go here to my trades, what I got yesterday. So I'll show you guys over here. Last week, I took from $90,000, $26,000. I took $3,000 out. I added $1,000 to sniper bags. I am buying a gaming PC and putting money away for the other 2K. So that is now there. I was with 23,000 or something like that yesterday. Okay, then I lost. So yeah, let me show you. Okay, these arrows are quite small, so I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so I got in, built it bigger, right? Market popped and stopped me out. I was angry, right? Oh, it was actually 2 stops yesterday. A little bit earlier. This was a smaller one. This was the big one that hurt me here. So this was it. So then market goes up to the major highs. I'll speak about that. I'll show you guys the charts now. I shorted, added more. Okay, why did I add more? Let's speak about it quickly. We broke that trend. Cool. So as we broke a trend, I added more. Okay, then it was chilling, and I was bathing my little ones, and boom, stopped me out. Right? Then I was like, oh, it's going to break all-time highs. Now remember, guys, this was all-time highs on this token. Okay, so when it gets to the all-time highs and it stopped me out, then I was like, okay, this thing's going to go parabolic, right? Until I saw the rejection. And I'm like, oh, we rejected again. This is exactly, you know, when we got excited that Bitcoin broke the highs and then dumped after? Exactly, right? We've seen that many times. Okay, so that started to drop. Okay, then you could see that the moment, so you see I got stopped out, and the moment we lost this trend after that, shorted. And this is where we are right now. Right, I'm up $13,300. So let's go through it. Okay, so I got the first one here. Remember the first stop, which was a smaller one. So I lost in total around, I think it was around 3.5K between the two. Okay, so let's go in here. So the first thing I did, if you zoom out here, right, is you've seen that this thing has been on an absolute tear. But what I liked about it was the volatility. Now, you got to be very careful with volatility. If you get something wrong and a wick happens, you can lose a lot, right? So this is where I do you see the arrows there. There was multiple arrows, right? Because it was multiple times I bought in. I didn't buy everything in, or I didn't put everything into the short. Okay, let me put 20% in the short, put a stop loss. When it breaks the trend, I'll put a little bit more. When it retests, I'll put a little bit more. When we break the other trend, well, I'll put a little bit more. And I build my position in a certain area, and I try to build it as close to where we broke trend. It is the style that I basically use, right? Then as it plays out, then I'll see if it goes up, makes a flag, breaks again, then I'll add more. But let me show you this here. So let's zoom out here. This thing, all-time high. Look at that. Right? At firstly, it's done like 1,000% mental, but at all-time highs. So what is I interested in? Not that it was just volatile. Like this thing's at a big level it can reject. And you can see it just went above. The previous all-time high was 370. This went to 375. Right, we've seen this before. We've seen how they turn it. So I was quite interested here. Now again, it had to make sense and it had to be good for me to understand. So when we were here, I was like, okay, cool. We're at this area now. Let me just move this. We're at this area. I know this is all-time highs. I'm going to zoom in on this area specifically, and I'm going to get a understanding for my trade. So we zoom in, and this is how it happened. Okay. So the first one was, okay, I zoomed in. Let's put the trend line in. We're here at this hot zone now. We might go parabolic. We might reject. So I put the trend line in. 1, 2, 3, 4 touch trend line. What happened? Again, I drew this within the show, and you can see around 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, so around 2-3 hours after the show, my first short entry happened. I took the short. Boom. Okay, first short entry, I got in. I built a bit. As it broke, I built. And where did I put my stop loss? Above mid-range. Okay. Then what happened is, it was going sideways. It was good. My position's in. My stop was surviving. No problem. I literally leave the computer, go bath my little ones, come back, and I'm angry, right? I'm like, why am I out of the trade? Okay. And a wick happened. And the wick, I was supposed to lose $2,000. Okay. But I ended up losing like close to 4,000, like 3,600 or 3,700. So I was supposed to lose 2K. And that just shows you that if you are playing a little bit volatile, sometimes these wicks stop you out a little bit later. So that hit me. Then it was like, okay, maybe this thing's going to go parabolic, but put in the next trend. So again, what did I do? I put in this bottom trend here, and I'm like, you know what? Go again, because even if it did this, and it went, and it went, and it went, and went, and it lost this trend later, then that would be my short. All right, so I was like, okay, put the trend in, don't do anything. If it breaks the trend, go. Okay, cool. Then what happened is, shot up, started rejecting, we had a small bounce, and we lost the trend. So this is exactly where I built, and inside of this, guys, you zoom in, and you'll see that there's break, there's test. So in this one here, we broke, we tested, and then we started to shoot down. So I got my position in. I did not get all of it in. So let's make this clear, right? I only got $9,800 in the trade. Okay, I remember I was on 19,000 or 20,000, right? After the stoppage and things like that. So I did not get, so I tried, I got the first entry in, but we didn't drop, test, and go down. That is where I would have got the rest of the position in. And you know what? That's okay, right? So I only got in half the position, right? Why do I ladder like that? So that if I get stopped out, I don't take a bigger hit. I already just took like a 3K, 4K hit, and now I didn't want to do it again. So there's 50% in, amazing, right? Put the stop loss above, okay? Then, as we started to drop down over here, I was looking the mid-range. So there's the low, there's the high. I was worried about the mid-range. You see how we started bouncing here? I was like, But what kept me sane, and I just want to show you guys here. Where is it? Okay, it's not. Okay, so again, mid-range. What did I do? I put in the bottom trend here. And I actually want to see if it's here. Let's go through here. Was there any more? Oh, okay, I didn't. I thought I added more to position. That was literally the first entry. Okay, then as that happened, dropped out. Now what I'm doing, I got one trend line at the top. I did say 11K. I'm up 13K now. Okay, I got an idea. So let's zoom out on where I think this thing can bounce. Here, that's where I think we're going to drop to. Okay, but again, I can't predict. So as the drop happened, we started to trickle down. I had a stop loss. The moment we broke the mid-range to the downside, I moved my stop loss to entry, right? So if you look at the trade right now, my stop loss is actually down. I moved it this morning, right? So my stop loss is in profits. Amazing. It was first here. See why I like trading here? This is bluffing, actually. Love it. You can just move stuff so quickly, right? Stop loss over there, and now I'm in the trade. If it breaks this trade, I'm getting out. Okay, if it hits my TP, I'm getting out. And that is it. So again, did I lose? Yes, right? But it just shows you, again, risk to reward is super important, right? The money was to be made to the downside. There was a bigger move coming to the down. I had to fight. I had to go through 1 or 2 stops to get it, but it happened. When it happened, came through, non-prediction model, nothing crazy, nothing, anything like that. Just a simple understanding, okay, of this thing has done. Look at that growth, guys. Look at that. Absolutely insane. Do I short it when it's moving fast? No. Do I wait for it to settle? Yes. When it breaks a certain trend, then do I try? Yes. So again, you got to realize that this token, remember I shorted it last week, and then it went up a lot after, but I'm happy I got my money out. When it's here, okay, it's not ready to be shorted. I don't short this, right? What I actually do, let's just see here, this, play. You guys get what I'm saying, right? So I just wanted to show you my actual trades here and how they're going and what's actually happening over here, so you can understand. And you could see these plays over here, but this is it. So I'm just moving with the market and I'm growing my accounts as we go. Now the next play, okay, is that this continues to drop off here. Am I going to buy this? No. What I'm going to do is TP out the trade. I'm going to keep this trend line going. And when we break this trend and test like this, that is where I'm going to long the market and do the exact same thing again, but in the opposite. Why I'm not going to buy the immediate trend break here is because my stop loss is going to be too big. Okay, unless it bounces, does this, and then breaks, that's the perfect scenario. Or let it break, let it trickle, and then that is where I'll catch it over here. And I'll long it back to the mid-range, and I'll get out. Right? If it looks strong, breaks it, maybe I'll hold it a bit more. Right? But you guys get what I'm saying here. Right? There's opportunities to be made here. There's opportunities to make cash here. The market's in a nice trending state. If you are choosing the more volatile tokens, remember that comes with bigger moves. So you have to ladder in. You can't just go all in and high leverages. You start off, you build it, you put in, you put in, you put in. Okay? But I promise you that these trades did not take me more than an hour's work yesterday of actually doing anything. You come in, you analyze, put your trends, no problem. Continue today. Come back, trend break. Okay, cool. Okay, got stopped. Like, no problem. You're not spending and glued to the damn screens all the damn time, right? You get it. So as I now go through alts again, right, you can look at the opportunities. Now, there might be some longs as well, guys, right? Specifically, Zcash might be doing something different to the rest. Like if you look at this over here on Doge, that's also there, right? So if this decides to start breaking and those over there, there's opportunity as well. right? Things will kind of shift. You just go with the market. Now, again, if this happens, we do decide to actually break up today, right? Then what you do is the signals to buy here. And the second thing is to put that bottom trend line on that low that we made. And that's your protection line. Hold the trade for as long as we hold that line. We start to lose that line, take some profits, move up, stops, done, right? Because, and I know it's the most irritating thing ever in this market, it can go up or it can go down today, right? It is the most terrible thing ever, but you can make money either way. Guys, you don't even have to use leverage. I personally use the leverage platform because on a 1x is no leverage, but at least you can short the market, right? So you can even spot short the market right now and long the market and these type of things as well, right? Again, small part of the portfolio, build something up in these times, get your things moving. If you get it right on this, you're going to get it right on the monthly time frame as well, right? So nice big opportunities. When it comes to the rest, guys, there's not much to call on where alts are going right now and which alt's going to perform the best. Let's get through FOMC first. Right now, we trade the range. We make some money today. Once FOMC is done, then we go. Guys, have a phenomenal day. I'm warning you now. Open up. If you don't have a Pinex account for bots, our bots launch tomorrow, right? If you don't have a Gravity account, you're wasting time to farm a free airdrop that is going to be great, okay? There's a lot of these different things that are available, but funders. You want to pass it now before the big thing runs. There's a lot of opportunities. Everything's in the description. And remember to join school. Guys, have a great day. Love you lots. And subscribe to my damn new channel. I'm moving there. Have a great day. Bye.